Welcome to Smash Writing. I'm your host, Paul, for today's episode, that is. And today we are going to be talking about the movie Deep Water, starring Ben Affleck, currently playing on, well, not currently, but it is on Hulu. In the previous video, I did talk about another Hulu film, and Hulu's been putting out some original content, and it's good. You know, some of them are hits, some of them are misses. Now, here we are talking about this film called Deep Water, which I literally just watched last night, once again, with my wife. So, like I said, the movie stars Ben Affleck, Anna de Armas. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. If I'm not, I truly apologize. Tracy Letts, Dash Mahawk, Rachel Blanchard, Kristen Connolly, Little Ray Howery, which as a friend of Ben Affleck's character Vic, which he seems like have a good deal with Hulu films, Fox and Disney, so good job for him. So, let's get into the movie, because that's what we're going to be talking about. Basically, Deep Water, and once again, as always, if you haven't watched the film, come back to the video and watch the video, because I don't want to spoil it for you. But like always, we're not going to cover 114 minutes all in 115 minutes in like the next probably 15-minute video. So it's just not gonna happen. So there are stuff you can watch now and be surprised and all that. So the movie revolves around Vic Van Allen, played by Ben Affleck, and his wife Melina Van Allen, played by Anna. Instantly, the film starts off. He's riding his bike, and I guess after his bike ride, he's exhausted, and he sees his wife. First off, this house is weird because it's a open but closed at the same time. Pretty creative design. Instantly, you see a little love between them in this opening clip, but then it cuts off into another scene, and you start to follow the film where they don't have a loving marriage. It's loveless. They're together for unknown reasons, and you can't quite put your finger on those reasons, even though they basically come out and say it was. I guess maybe it seems like it was kind of like a deal. Vic is very smart and very rich. He's also retired at a young age. He helped develop, or he did develop, chips that goes into drones to make them to make drones what they are today. So he took the money, he retired, but he's still very smart, very calculated, and everything else like that. Instantly, we see that it's truly loveless. She is all instantly, boom, right off the bat after the opening scene, she's with this random guy who she calls a friend, and they go to a party. And she is all over this friend. I'm thinking to myself, my God. Now at this point, we don't know if this is a loveless marriage. You start to see hints, and you go from there. But instantly you're watching, and she's all over this guy. And Vic is described as kind of a emotionless, careless. You can't get emotions out of him. When he does, it's far in between and everything else like that. So you're okay, what's going on? Maybe they just have a strictly open marriage. And quite literally, she's all over this guy. So he pulls this guy off to the side, gives him a drink, and he's casually talking, and he tells this person that, like, I understand you're just friends with my wife, but her last friend, Martin McCready, I killed him. Hit him with a hammer. And the guy's like petrified. He's like, whoa, what's... You killed somebody? Like, what is going on? So instantly he changes his tone and he leaves the party. Melina is still at this point like, whoa, what's going on? And she goes, what did you say to him, to Vic? And Vic's like, I didn't say anything. I was talking. The crazy thing is about this loveless marriage that we've witnessed literally up until this point. We're like, by now, we're like half an hour into the film. You know, is that as much as there's no love there, there's like an attraction for each other on both parts. Maybe because they're both not normal in the sense of she's apparently like this drunk, woman that just sleeps around, and he just wanted a family. And I think that's what they try to aim for, is that he loves her because she gives him the family concept. It's not, if you're married, it's not like your husband or wife, how you love them, you're married there. This is an arrangement that they worked out, I guess. But as the movie goes on, and once again, after the first guy, there's another guy. And this time we know for sure that he kills this guy because he drowns him. And then there's the third guy, Tony, who is Melina's ex from back when they were in college. And once again, Vic sets up a trap and kills him, and basically tries to keep his body at the bottom of this like stream, which I think to myself, like, a river would be better, but a stream that's like, I mean, I know there's like deep ends, but like, come on, a stream, the average are like 3 feet. What are you going to do? I know it was like an isolated woods area, but nevertheless, still. So his friends are still confused because they don't understand. They know what's going on, but they don't understand why Vic keeps her around. At this point, neither do I. But once again, you see, it's like, not the movie, but it's like the term fatal attraction. He does have love for her, and she does love him. But I think she goes about her business, what she's doing, because that's her lifestyle. And he's killing people just for her. And that, in some sick way, turns her on to stay. But then we have a character named Dawn Wilson. Now, at this middle of the film, people are like, okay, maybe Vic is a killer. Maybe, he's behind all this, and Dawn is a conspiracy theorist person who tries to prove that Vic is a killer, and he does it at the end. But we'll get to that in a second. And, throughout the film, you see that there is love for Vic and Melina, because Vic will like literally put lotion on her back. They made love a few times despite her sleeping around, and he doesn't, though he does get flirty with Dawn's wife. And I think that provokes her emotions, Melina's emotions, because she's like literally talking in the car about, who's a better fuck, and something like a wife probably wouldn't say, simply because the concept of that and making love is two different things in a lot of people's eyes. But so you see that, like, you see some love there. They both have love for their daughter, even though Vic's love for his daughter is probably more. Trixie is very a smart child, and maybe she's like 8, and she's building like a science project, and she can read her dad like nobody else can. It's kind of weird, but anyway. So Tony is the final victim in all of this. and Vic sets him up and throws him over a cliff and kills him basically. And he's trying to put rocks on the body and strap the rocks down to hold the body down, but he doesn't get big enough rocks. Like, go figure. And we talked about this it's such a movie cliche that I don't know if you want to call Vic a villain or whatever he is, because yes, he's killing, but if his wife didn't do what she did, he wouldn't. I don't know. It's good people doing bad things type of thing. I don't know. But anyway, another cliche is like, as smart as he is, he doesn't put enough of weight on the body to keep it down. But Dawn sees, because Melina, Trixie, and Vic goes to the area the next day because Trixie wants to hang out there, and he notices that the body is popping up. Yikes. So he takes his family home, and Melina goes, hey, I really love that scarf. And he's like, I'll get it tomorrow, and so forth. Okay. He goes back on his bike, which, he more or less is on his bike more than driving or anything else like that. He goes to the thing, and there's the body. So he's trying to poke it with the stick, and I guess like get it back under the water, and boom, there's Dawn. Now, there's like a cliff, and the most realistic part of all this is Dawn trying to run up this like cliff like this, and it's muddy, and he's like it takes him a minute to like scratching like a dog and everything, trying to climb it. That's like the most realistic part of this film, because it's like, how many times have you seen people like run up the steps and you're like, wait a minute now, come on, that's mud, it's water, it's moist, come on, let's go. But he does. So now a car chase is going on. Dawn gets in his car, he's going down this dirt road. Vic's on his bike. And boom, he's going around. He's already losing traction a little bit because he's hitting these corners so fast. And here's Vic pedaling his heart out on his bike. Now, car's going to outdo a bike, but Vic knows that. So Vic knows that he got to cut through the woods to the next part of the road to catch up, which he does. At this time, Melina realizes that while she's looking at his snail collection, because Vic has a snail collection in his backyard, weird, but he stresses that he's not normal. She finds Tony's wallet and realizes that Vic did kill Tony. She goes up, gets a suitcase, and then goes somewhere else in the house. Then Trixie takes her daughter, Trixie takes the suitcase and dumps it in the pool. At this point, we go back to Vic and Dawn's chase. And basically, Dawn is trying to text his wife, who has a little love for Vic, that he was right, but he drops his phone, and just as Vic, I want to say he purposely falls because Vic is calculated, and Dawn turns the car hard and goes into down a cliff and dies too. Then it's revealed that the opening scene of the movie is actually the end scene of the story, where he gets to his house on his bike. He's out of breath, and there's his wife sitting on the steps. The exact opening scene. Then it cuts to Tony's wallet being burned, and then it's revealed that Melina is covering up the evidence by burning all the information. throws me off. It really does, because she doesn't say throughout the film she doesn't want a divorce. It is an arrangement type of marriage, but they have love for each other. She just wants attention or him to show emotions. And she actually gets off when he does show emotions. And she likes the fact that he kills for her. I don't know where this film was going. I thought it was going to be like the one Ben Affleck film, Gone Girl. I really did. And I thought I was like, oh my god, I should do, when I bring back up these other blog series and talk about, Doppelganger. But it wasn't. It was now more or less he's the twisted one. He's killing. She's just sleeping around. They don't go in detail about their marriage and if it's a true arrangement. They give hints that it's his choice, his idea, but it keeps you once again assuming, is it arranged marriage? Is there money involved? Because he's rich, but they do say that she's smart as well, and so forth. So it keeps you hanging. You start with the plot. The story, somewhat original. You got the idea that you don't know if she's as twisted or she's just very, very friendly, to say the least. You're not sure. Ben Affleck is Ben Affleck. You can't really knock his acting. He plays a good, stiff character. Not really selling much emotions except here and there. Killing for your wife. If you're a husband, you'll do anything for your wife, I guess, even though, like I said, the love list, I can't say there's love list because it does seem like, so that they confuse you, and I think they confuse themselves with that. Then the idea of, not going of what type of deal they have actually going on. So that throws a wrench in it all. Once again, 115 minutes for this film. Probably is a bit long, almost 2 hours. It did drag out scenes, basically reestablishing what we already established. I'm not saying it was brutally too long, but it was too long. The kills in between, average, nothing special. You kind of started seeing it coming. They didn't really keep it a mystery until the end. They kind of revealed, like once he drowned, like I believe it was the second guy in the pool. So the mystery is like out of the bag as early as probably the first 50 minutes that you knew Vic was a killer. You're just waiting to find out exactly why he was going to kill so much for this woman when he seems like he was a good-looking guy and you could get other women. So in the end, I'm probably going to stick with a B, 80%. I don't think it will be nothing that will stand out or something that you'll remember for years to come. I don't say it's going to be a forgotten film. I think it's going to be like maybe a hidden gem. And hidden gems are usually like those B-type quality movies. Not B movies, but B graded type of quality movies. And I think that's where you're at, where like it's not an average just a film. It's above average, but not in that category of like, I'm going to go watch this again, because I probably won't for many, many years to come. But it's not taken away from how good it was or how decent it was. So B, 80%. But until next time, bye-bye.